Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Glenn and this is ArtWave27. So today's video is me drawing Morbius the Living Vampire. It was announced a while back that they were going to be doing a Morbius movie, and recently some images and or clips came out showing the movie. It looks like it's going to be really good. I really enjoyed reading the comics back in the 70s, and it was a resurgence of him in the 90s, and it was really good. I really liked the Morbius character. He's one of those anti-heroes. It was basically a doctor who had some sort of blood disease, trying to fix it. He made some sort of serum that was supposed to cure whatever blood disease he had. I don't remember the details exactly. It ended up having an adverse effect on him and made him into giving him a bloodlust and a vampire sort of thing going on. And so he was basically a good guy stuck with bad urges, which made him a bad guy. And I think it was a pretty cool story. Pretty cool. I think at the time when they came out, I was really into vampires, really liked that. And I liked the fact that he was a struggling character. I know all about that kind of struggle. I know that about 20 years ago, I was living in Florida. I was a very successful business person. I had 2 locations for my business, and everything was going great. And something tragic happened in my life, and it kind of broke me mentally, and I kind of lost all hope, and just kind of lost everything. I went from owning 2 businesses and being very successful one year to a year later walking down the street in California picking up cigarettes off the ground because I didn't have enough money to buy cigarettes. And I ended up getting into bunch of different addictions and just going really downhill, really bad. And so I was basically a good guy, and but I had urges, and I had things pressing on me that just kind of really kept dragging me down. So 10 years later, the woman I'm married to now, I met her, and she convinced me that life was worth living and life was worth fighting for. And so I started down a different path, and I got control over those urges, and with help from her and help from prayer, I am now working my way back up. 10 years later, I've conquered those urges, and I'm now putting my life back together. I think it's kind of interesting that when you decide to let your life go and start destroying it, it only takes a little while only takes a little bit to get it to go badly. But when you try to put it back together, it is a long struggle to put it back together, and it's a long struggle to put all the pieces back together. Oftentimes when you're in the middle of destroying your life, you don't think about needing all those pieces to put back together at some point. And so when you are on that path doing that, it's interesting. Anyhow, so this is me putting that back together. It took me a long time to get back to where I could draw. I spent like almost 8 years just struggling to draw. It would be sometimes painful to draw. It was almost physically painful, and slowly but surely I was able to get the drawing back, and just my inspiration for drawing, my creativity. It's been kind of a struggle to get that back on, but it's working. I'm finding more inspiration every day, and finding more things to draw, and building a portfolio again of things that interest me and that what I like to work on and do. Getting it back together again, and so and with help from this whole YouTube thing has really been kind of a real big help for me to do what I'm doing, to get me back to where I want to be. It gave me a reason for, to do art. Like, I would draw things, and then I would just kind of like, throw them in the closet or whatever, and they would just sit there. And it started getting to the point where it's like, well, what's the point of even drawing anything? But then I got this idea, hey, I'll make a YouTube channel and, get my art out there to people, and maybe get some interest going on with people liking what I'm doing and wanting to see more. And that's kind of sparked me to continue being more creative, and this has really been a great boost in my creativity and my drive to continue doing what I'm doing. So anyhow, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And just enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.